Hi, my name is Jeannie, and this is Dreams to Reality. And I would just like um, the topic for today is basically about explaining the concepts in the law of attraction. And I was lucky enough I always read books and buy books about the law of attraction, and I buy courses and stuff. It's for self-development. It's also for research, and also so I can um make better courses, online courses as well. Like I become a student of someone, and then I learn from them, and then I apply it. And so I came upon the best explanation ever of the law of attraction and how it works. And I know like a lot of people try to explain it, and it's just, you know, it's just the way it's being explained sometimes. Like it makes it sound too complicated. But I was lucky enough. I took a short course by Miriam Castilla. She's from Udemy. You have to check it out. But her explanation, she's an engineer. Um, and the way she explained it is the most like simple explanation and like the best explanation for me, because it is very complicated when you think about it, how the law of attraction works. But I will also add my own like input as well. So I'm going to share the screen because I did make a presentation. So let's see, share the screen. Okay. No, I can't find let's see. Oops, that's the wrong one. Okay. So I'm sharing the screen right now. So I'm in the process of creating another course and stuff. And I just really love her explanation. So Miriam Castilla so explained that the law of attraction works all the time, like gravity, you know. And I love that because like people always like, oh, the law of attraction is working all the time and stuff like that. But when you say it works like gravity, it means like, oh, it is an essential part of how the universe works. Like this thing is like gravity, it's as important as gravity. And so I'd like to show you a picture here. So this is what people really think when they think about the law of attraction. So let me see that, we're magnetic, we attract love, how like money, relationships, and other things into our lives. um yeah, that's like the simple explanation. You attract who you are being, so essentially. But for me, calling it like attraction is sort of like a mistake. It's more like projecting rather than attracting. So, and I'll get into that. So there's really nothing outside of ourselves that we're attracting into our reality. um, Through how we perceive things, we actually, through our own thoughts, we project it out into reality, external reality, into the universe. And so we're going to delve into quantum physics because it's often like explained in the law of attraction. So quantum physics is the science of probability. So basically this is what happens when you say we project things. So although they say like you attract who you are or who you are being, you're not really attracting it, more like you're projecting it. That's my take on it. Um, but I'm still using Miriam Castilla's like sort of like explanation as well, because it's still very relevant. So, but this is my take on it. That we're not really attracting, we're projecting. So through this is us, right? Through our filters, perception, beliefs, experience, feelings, self concept, assumptions. So we project into external reality. So external reality or external circumstances is the field, like our external reality right now is the field of infinite possibilities. Literally everything is possible. Anything can be possible all the time. But because of our filters, perception, belief, experiences, feelings, self-concepts, assumptions, um, we have a limited view of things. So this is what we think is possible based on our filters in place, right? So we have this subconscious filters. Um, and these are all the other possibilities, but we can't see all the other possibilities because we can only see what is our possible, based on our beliefs. Anyway, so Miriam Castillo's explanation is that so the field of potentiality, which is external reality, where anything is possible, needs an intelligent observer. So that's us. So we need like external reality, the field of infinite possibilities, or what we consider as external reality or the universe, needs an intelligent observer, because like without us looking at our external reality, without consciousness, everything here is just all field of possibilities. And as a Buddhist as well, like, and I'm starting to appreciate my Nichiren Buddhist practice, because it's like, oh my God, this is what it means. So always we are told that everything outside of ourselves is in a state of constant flux. So it's like fluctuating all the time. And that's, quantum particles, are the field around us is fluctuating all the time, energetically as well. We are fluctuating all the time. So when you, with an intelligent observer observing through their lens, they just hone in or focus on that one possibility or that few possibilities that they projected out into the field of infinite possibilities. And in a way, they collapse. Like they always say that particles are waves or particles. So when they're waves, basically what it means is that anything is possible. It's like not collapsed yet. But when they turn into particles, um, we solidify it and turn it into only that one possibility, because literally we are surrounded by the field of infinite possibilities, but with our perceptions, projections, assumptions, we collapse that wave of infinite possibilities and we collapse it into a particle of only what we think is possible. That's like the best explanation I can give. And so remember what was I mentioned earlier, that we're always connected, like it's always on. The law of attraction is always on. But to say that it's the law of attraction or like we're attracting something outside of ourselves, again, like for me, I don't know, maybe we should rename the law of attraction into something, maybe the law of projection. Because literally we are influencing the field of external reality or the universe. We are influencing it all the time. And at the same time, it influences us as well. You know, there's like a feedback loop. Most of the time, we forget that we're the ones influencing our external reality or the field of infinite possibilities, and we're just collapsing all those infinite possibilities into that one possibility, the one that we think is, the only thing possible, but it's based on our filters in place. Yeah, and as a Buddhist, it finally makes sense. Like we have, it's a whole different discussion, the 10 worlds. So basically the 10 worlds is that whatever your state of life is, your filter is, that is what you're going to be experiencing out in the world. Let's say if you're in a state of anger or the world of anger, everything around you will reflect the world of anger. So that's exactly it. That's the filter in place. But that's a whole different like explanation, and I will at one point make like connecting it to the quantum theory. So there is such a thing called a quantum entanglement. um Basically what it means is that our thoughts essentially is a thing. It's tangible. Our thoughts have energy, have mass, and it does, when we set an intention, it actually affects the other particles in that field of infinite possibilities. um so basically what my just relating it to the law of attraction. So Miss Castilla said, the universe knows what you want because you thought of it once. The mind is very powerful. It creates reality. Once you have entangled with this idea or one idea, it is linked to you. Thoughts have mass, your thoughts have mass. Direct thoughts communicate to the quantum field of infinite potentiality, and you direct those thoughts, and you are the creator of your life, and you have to match what you desire in terms of frequency and vibration. So I got this from space.com. So quantum entanglement is a bizarre, counterintuitive phenomena that explains how two subatomic particles can be intimately linked to each other, even if separated by billions of light years of space. So, despite their vast separation, a change induced in one will affect the other. That's quantum entanglement. That's a very simple explanation. You can look it up. So, basically, yeah, relating it to the law of attraction, when you set an intention um, into the field of infinite possibilities, which is our external reality right now, we live in the field of potentiality. Basically, our external reality, anything is possible unless we, collapse the quantum particles and collapse it into that single possibility. That's how we perceive things as our external reality. So everything is connected. We are all connected. We are swimming in that field of infinite possibilities. So I forgot the author, but it was also I mentioned it in my book. It's like the cosmic kitchen, basically. So you set an intention, you order in the cosmic kitchen, and the cosmic kitchen will, rearrange and everything in your external reality to give you what you desire and want. But then sometimes you have to really be clear, be clear what you want. um okay, so basically anything is possible. The field of infinite possibilities, um as I said, which surrounds us, it's like maybe we can call it a soup. Possibly it's a soup of particles, of energetic particles. And that is actually what makes up 99%. They say that 99.9% of, you know, our reality right now is just space. That's what they said. I read it somewhere. I was reading about quantum phenomena years ago. So they say that everything is made of space, but what does that space do? And that space is actually, um, because we are entangled in it, we are literally swimming in that soup of space. But instead of it just being space doing nothing, that's actually what creates our external reality right now. So anything is possible in the field of infinite possibilities. So when you do not, let's say you pick, like, you made a choice and you honed in on just one choice, what happens is that when you honed in on that one choice, um, it turns into the thing that you desire, right? But when you are not honing in on any choices as well, like let's say you're just neutral right now, you're not making a choice, the quantum particles just go back to potentiality. Basically, it's just it turns into a wave again. So particles are either waves or the quantum particles are waves, and or they turn into particles, like with mass. So they just turn into a wave, and they're just sitting there waiting for an intelligent observer to start making a choice and just creating something. Okay, and I think that's it. So basically, oh, here you go. Yeah, I did still make one. Um, so basically what I'm saying is our external reality, what we think is fixed, when we look at it, it's like, yeah, it's fixed, but it's actually ever changing. And it just needs us, the intelligent observer, to make that choice whether to keep the status quo or to create a different external reality. But because there's a feedback loop, let's say right now, today, you decided for some reason that you want to keep the status quo of like you're suffering, you're unhappy, um, let's say you're poor, you're in debt. When you look at your external reality, you think like, oh, okay, that's my status quo right now. Nothing I'm going to do right now that will change this. So that becomes your choice. And therefore, since that becomes your choice, it'll just continue to loop, loop, and loop. And literally, what I couldn't explain as when I started like when I became a Nichiren Buddhist, like I realized like I was always changing, always like there was always something dynamic was always happening in my life. And when I compared myself to other people that were not chanting the mantra and then doing the spiritual work, they were literally stuck in the same position. And then I'm like, how come you guys are not moving? Like it's still the same. And sometimes it's painful for me to see, because when I see my old friends and like I ask them what's up with you, and then they're saying, yeah, same old, same old. So they decided to remain in that status quo. They forget, most of us do, before I became a Buddhist and before I studied the law of attraction, which is really, we should call it a different name. It's not the law of attraction. It should be the law of projection or whatever. Um, um, I was stuck as well. I thought like, okay, woe is me. Status quo, I can't do anything. That's my life, I will never change. But when I started getting into you know, the work, I realized like I was constantly changing. I was like, I actually moved so many times too. It was like I feel like I'm living so many lifetimes in just one lifetime. And some people, most of the people I know are like just stuck. And I'm like, what are you up to? It's like, yeah, same old, same old. And like they've been doing the same thing, looping essentially, looping for years and sometimes decades. And it's really painful for me to see, because when I talk to them, I kid you not, it's like the same, it's like listening to a recording that's just looping. And I'm like, they're complaining about the same things, they're experiencing the same things, and literally word for word, like still saying the exact same things that they said years ago. And I'm like, why is there no change? And it was kind of, I realized like, oh my God, like, is this like the reality that I used to belong to before? That literally is like an endless cycle. It's like an endless loop. And I realized like, are these people awake? Do they know that they're literally, I kid you not, like there was a time I was like so confused. I was saying like, they're saying the exact same things that I heard them say years ago. And it's like a broken record. It just keeps looping and looping. And I'm like, I wonder if they are aware that they are just looping essentially. And then it's so easy to fall into that loop, because most of the time, if we are not aware and not studying how the universe works, we are not aware that we're just external. We create the external reality, but we don't know that, because a lot of it is subconscious. We look at the external reality and we think, oh, okay, this is my life now. And that becomes your cause. And then you just keep on repeating the same pattern, like it just loops. And so, how do you get out of this loop? First is just like this, so that I'm doing my part as well. Like, I really love to explain things because, like, I wanted someone to at least have explained to me what I was experiencing the past few years. Because when I became a Buddhist, a lot of the things I just had to research and learn because suddenly my reality shifted, and I didn't know how to explain the things that were happening to me. And I realized, like, oh, yeah, I think I really need to study this and figure this out. And luckily, over the years, I've encountered the most wonderful teachers. Like, I'm always a student, even if I'm teaching and teaching you guys, I'm always a student. Like, I'm always like willing to learn, like, yeah, teach me more. That's just my mentality. So, how do you get out of this loop? The first thing is wake up, Sometimes you don't even have to wake up, just make a choice. Make a choice right now. And then once you make that choice, you'll start to wake up and choose something different. And because I'm really good, I'm a hypnotist and stuff. I love how the subconscious and how the mind works. So this is actually Miss Costella also explained it in her course, and I love that course. You should take it. I'll provide a link. It's in Udemy. Um, so she said that in order to, create something better, you have to mentally rehearse what you want or direct your subconscious mind or your neurons. Um, Basically rewiring your brain. So because the subconscious mind doesn't know what's real or what's not. It doesn't know if you're imagining things. It doesn't know if you are actually living it right now. And so she mentioned in her course about like Olympians, and I think there was a basketball team as well, that there were like three groups and stuff. One was practicing and the other one was not practicing, and the third team was just thinking about, visualizing about practicing basketball. And guess who scored better? It was actually the people that were rehearsing, or the third group. They did better when they rehearsed in their mind what they wanted to do, what the outcome was going to be like. And the Olympians, and it's not the first time I've heard this. I've heard this from other teachers as well, and other things that I've read throughout the years, that the Olympians actually do mentally rehearse, they visualize the end result as well. And also the successful people in Hollywood. And I did buy a book before about like the secrets of, people in Hollywood and their success. They literally came from nothing. And he's my favorite, Steve Harvey. He used to be homeless, but he said he kept on praying, and he kept on visualizing a better life for himself. And it actually did happen. Jim Carrey as well. He was literally, I think his family was so poor, they became janitors and they were cleaning. And he was literally a stand-up comic, and he was not successful at all, but he started um, he realized that the law, how the universe works. And so he mentally rehearsed that he would be a successful actor, and from out of the blue, he got roles. Yeah, because we through um quantum entanglement, we actually have a direct effect on the soup that we're surrounded with right now. Soup of energies, a soup of potentiality, the soup of the infinite field of possibilities. We are actually connected to it all the time because we're part of that soup. Um, and through quantum entanglement, if we just set out an intention, and not only that as well, rewire our brain as well to really create and project things into that field of infinite potentiality, the reality that we really truly desire. And through that as well, the whole reality changes. Our external reality changes. And you've heard it all the time, like Hollywood people in Hollywood and show business, they're like, yeah, I used to be no one and I was like auditioning for parts and I started like daydreaming. They call it daydreaming, but it's actually visualizing. And soon I became very successful. And if you ask all of them, they do this thing, they're aware of it. And some people they just happen to discover it. Some people are studying it, like you and me, and some people just like wake up to the truth as well. That can happen. Um, So visualize by seeing the picture or pretend. Mind thinks in pictures. And so that's what Miss Costella said. They do not like two opposing ideas. Replace it with a new one, new goal, new idea. It likes repetition. It likes novelty. Mentally rehearse of the future reality or you are trying to create and used to living in that state until it starts to feel normal. And she said at least 4 minutes because mind cannot tell what is real and what is imagined. So she talked about the Olympic athletes and stuff like that. So yeah, for me, she explained it really, really well, because I was like, there's so many teachers of the of attraction. It really depends which one resonates with you, but I just like how she explained it in a very simple manner because like some of them they explain like, yeah, this is like the double slit theory and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, but how is that relevant to me? You know what I mean? Like knowing that. But the way she explained it, it's like, oh, okay, it is relevant because now we know that the law of attraction, or it's literally, we'll just, you know, I'm like divided whether to call it the law of attraction, but unfortunately, people call it the law of attraction because they feel that, yeah, it's something outside of myself that's I'm attracting, but it's literally not. It's more like, should literally be called law of projection, because we project things into the external reality or the field of infinite possibilities, and we project what we want to experience. It's like and I always go back to Michael Lozier's book, The Law of Attraction. That was like one of the best books, and I still use his techniques right now. It's one of the best books, and I really love him. Anyway, he said it's like literally like picking a station, and um it's like a radio station and all the channels are already available. If you think about it, if the field of infinite possibilities, all things are literally entirely possible. So it's just surrounding us. And then it just really needs that intelligent creator or us, literally us choosing, turning the knob and just choosing, you know what, I don't like this channel that I'm on. I'm gonna pick something different. I'm gonna pick a different possibility, different radio station. It's also, you can use the analogy of just using the remote control. You choose like, you know what, I don't want to watch the news. I want to watch something else. Maybe I want to watch romantic comedy, and then you know. So instead of your life being like a drama or reality TV, like a lot of drama, you can actually switch the channel or press the button and change your external reality into maybe something like more light, like romantic comedy or romance and stuff like that, or maybe I don't know, the Food Network. I don't know. So yeah, so the way that it was just explained like by other teachers, it's just, for me, it's such, I don't know, it's just sound making it sound more complicated than it already is. But literally, we are surrounded by the field of infinite possibilities. We are energy, dense form of energy, and in our physical body with our consciousness. And we're this surrounded by energy as well. But what's surrounding us is the field of infinite possibilities. And because we are entangled with it, we are basically connected to the field. Whatever we believe about ourselves or whatever possibilities we think is the only thing possible, we project it into external reality. And therefore, it's the picture that we see around us. So, yeah, that's like my simplest explanation. I don't know. I'm going to try to explain it better, but hopefully this has helped you. So basically, right now, yeah, choose what else is possible for you. What can you choose right now? You are the intelligent observer. You are projecting into the field of infinite possibilities. Instead of like looking through that filter, that peephole, that like tiny hole that this is the only thing that's possible, maybe realize that, oh, okay, maybe I should work on changing the programs, the filter, maybe, but the filter really is inside of you. But I'm just putting it there in front of you just as an illustration. But this filter is literally here in your mind. Anyway, instead of changing this, why not change the filter, the perception beliefs? And that's through visualization, that's through hypnosis, that's through clearing work, that's through you just you know, healing work as well. Change the filter. And then when you change this, anything is possible. Thank you very much. And I will be making more videos of this one. I love this topic so much. And do check it out. She's in Udemy, Miriam Castilla. Best explanation yet of the law of attraction. I just love the explanation. It makes more sense if you just put it that way, right? Thank you for watching. Bye bye. And I will end the stop share. Okay. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I please do like, subscribe, and follow me for more. If you are listening to this on my podcast, yeah, I have so much more content there. And I'm just really one of those people. I like to figure things out. And I just love, love, love the topic of the subconscious mind, how reality works, how our mind works. I'm a geek when it comes to this one. And yeah, instead of calling it the law of attraction, it should be the law of projection. Thank you very much. Bye bye.